There are some artists that can tell you exactly where the idea for a project came from, what the story is behind a piece of art, why they felt compelled to create something. I'm not sure if I can tell you that. But what I can tell you is that this piece of art, this encrusted, three-dimensional piece of embroidery, started off as nothing more than a doodle cloth, a way to experiment and work out some frustrations when everything else was going wrong. It came as a response to me trying to do something to fit in. That's no way to create art. Trying to do what I thought I should instead of doing what I wanted to do. After a few times of trying to do what everyone else was doing, I gave up. And I just started stitching for texture. I started experimenting with stitches. What happens if I pile up the bullion stitches? What happens if I do a bunch of French knots on top of more French knots, on top of even more French knots? What happens if I go taller and wider? What happens if I just let myself play? And I can tell you what happened. Instead of resenting the time that I had to sit down and work, I couldn't wait to pick up the needle and thread and explore. By not thinking about colors, I could think about how I could create interest with knots and fibers and beads. I don't think being an artist means conforming to somebody else's idea of the definition. I think being an artist means following your own heart, making the art that you feel compelled to make just because it makes you happy to take that artistic journey. I think being an artist means being willing to let yourself go down paths that you've not seen anybody else walk down before, because that is where your artist heart lives.